Okay, let's check out how to use this picker file. Basically, picker file composed of select buttons and command buttons, attribute buttons, sliders, and text. And they are organized in this picker panel. Let's see how to use these select buttons. Basically, you just click and release to use a select button. It will select node for you, and you can just frame select them to select multiple nodes. And if you want to deselect some node, you just use Control key and frame it again to deselect it. If you want to toggle the selection, just hold the Shift key to toggle them. And if you want to add selection, just like in Maya, you just use the Control and Shift key to add selection. Okay, this is pretty handy. But in MG-PickerStudio, it's more than that. You can just say double click this picker button, select all the FK controls because they are be collected using these parent links. So you can just zoom up to show them. See, I can tell that this button is actually the trial button of this button, and go to this way, and that way I can just double click this node and it will select this node and also the nodes in the trial buttons. Okay, let's reset the default site. And if the mirror relationship has already been assigned during the designing phase, then when you use this picker, you can use the Alt hotkey and grab this left shoulder node, and it will select the right shoulder node as well because they are in mirror relationship for each other. Right? So you can just Alt to select the both shoulder, and you can use the Shift and Control modifier to help out the add and toggle selection. Right? And you can just use this toggle select them. Okay, so this is for select button, and if the select button contain that multiple nodes, say here, then you can just use the Control key or Shift key, right click on this select button, and it ends up only one node inside. But if there's a multiple nodes, it will list out all the nodes in this sub view. So that way you can only select some sub nodes here. This is for select button, and for command button to execute the script, no matter it's mail or Python, you just say click this command button and release within that command button. If you click on this command button but release outside this command button, it won't execute any script. You have to actually click and release within this command button. Okay, this is for command button. Just be aware of that. If you select something here, it will reactive the Maya window. So that way you can use the hotkey to just go through different frames and keyframe them. So every time you left mouse button click on this picker view, most of chance it will active the Maya window for you to grab some Maya's hotkey to work on something. For attribute button, I have got the attribute button here. You can just grab multiple attribute button and switch them in the 3D view using the middle mouse button. You can just single click on them to switch different values. If it's a Boolean value, you just click it and you will switch the value directly. But if it's enum, say here, it will pop up this menu so you can choose different values. We also got sliders, so it's pretty handy if you tweak your facial expression using these sliders. So we just use this marquee menu to switch all the left curves to be off. So in this way, we have a clean view. We can observe the model better, and you can just grab these slider handles and move them. Also, you can grab all these slider handle and middle mouse button to drag in the 3D viewport to tweak these sliders directly in 3D view. And all these operations are undoable, right? To reset the eyebrow here, we just double click this background frame area it will reset these controls into the default state. And you can just grab all these sliders and reset them to default state. Okay, just grab them and double click one of the sliders background frame. If the background frame is not visible, you just arbitrarily create some area near a slider handle. That will also take effect even if the background frame is not visible. Also, we got the left mouse button clicking menu or right mouse button clicking menu. You can tell that if a button has a marking menu or normal menu attached to it, there's a triangle here. So that means this button has a right clicking menu. And if it's not a solid triangle here, it's just the angle bracket sign on it, that means it has a left mouse button clicking menu. So each time you see this triangle, you know that you click on this, no matter left mouse button or right mouse button, probably will be a menu that pop up. Okay, you can access to more features from this picker file or node. And in MG-PickerStudio, even a picker panel can be attached, right clicking or left clicking menu. So you just right clicking on this empty area, it will pop up a menu. Say go to the facial panel and go to the body panel. If the menu is set to the left mouse button clicking, there's no right clicking menu for the picker panel. You can just left mouse button click this empty area to trigger that menu, because this is for deselecting anything in this scene. To access the left mouse button clicking menu for a picker panel, you have to left mouse button click on this title area. That way you are also able to access this left mouse button clicking menus. Okay. Sometimes you load up a picker file and find it doesn't work. Say for this, it should work. If it doesn't work, you just go to the edit namespace and pick one of them and set the namespace and set. That way your picker should work. Okay. And there's our search and node and attribute, which has a hotkey Control F here. So if you use the escape hotkey, it will hide this search attribute widget, but you can use the Control and F hotkey to bring it up. So basically this is for searching some minor nodes or attributes in this picker file. So basically, say I want to select all the hand, it will highlight the hand for you. Say I want to the fingers. Oh, there's no object named fingers. Maybe the arm, it will select the arm for you. And you just try it out, and by default you can press the enter key to search. And if you want to show them, you just use this show button, and it will select the picker button itself for you.